movie podcast ever recorded. And today we got the family truckster packed up and we're heading west to Nevada. It's time for a Vegas vacation. Let's go. You look so nice and clean shaven, and I don't know why I didn't notice till just now.
Yeah.
You like
Trimmed it up.
10 years off your life. You look like you're 17 years old.
It's to hide all the gray hairs I have.
Oh, is it? Oh, poor baby. Is it starting to come through?
Oh,
So,
poor baby.
Do you have gray hair in your beard? What's that like?
And in my hair, and the sides too, it's starting to come in.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You going to be okay?
Well, I'm not 56 like you.
Dang. Just like that.
Wow.
Here's a quarter, Ryan. Go downtown and get a rat to all that stuff off your face.
There you go. Welcome in, boys. A three-man booth. I love it when we get the occasional time. To
I
have
love
three people in.
I love three-man booths.
So I'm saying three's company and four's perverse. So it's better to just have three, I feel like.
true.
So welcome.
Someone's always left out.
He doesn't even like playing golf.
Just make sure that as we go through this, we're not making too much eye contact. Okay, that's all
Right.
I ask.
Don't,
Please.
don't look at me.
Dave also in the house. Hi, Dave.
How we doing?
I'm great, man. I'm
Good.
great. So this is, like I said, Dr. Mattila, Dave. I'm James Hauser. We're your hosts. If you've never listened before, that's who we are. If you have, you probably know already. We're going to go through this movie. We're going to give you the vitals, and then we're going to go scene by scene through this thing, and then eventually give it some awards if we find it deserving of anything.
Well, we have awards for good and bad.
That's true. So there'll be some awards given out.
If you had listened earlier, you'd know that. But
Yeah.
since you're just listening now, thanks so much.
Wherever you're at, work, home, play, and that one guy out
talking
there
about us?
right now that's listening to this while he's playing Power Wash Simulator, we see
Yes.
you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
hear you.
Thank
So
you.
satisfying. He's so
Smell the mold
satisfying.
getting sprayed away.
That's right.
And your mom just yelled and said it's time for dinner.
It is a satisfying game. You ever played it?
No.
It's
But it looks satisfying from what I've seen of it.
very
is.
nice.
Yeah.
And I'm not even that kind of person. Like,
Right.
I will play that game for like an hour.
Yeah.
And I've had to power wash outside before.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Oh, I've done my sidewalk and it was the greatest thing I've ever done. Just this morning, I was shoveling my driveway and then I went back to my Ring camera and kept scrubbing it back and forth just to watch the snow disappear.
Clean, unclean.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just like, there it is. Now it's gone. There it is. Brought the kids over. Look it. I did it.
Everyone's like, we don't care, Dad.
Yeah, exactly.
I care.
Can I have more
easily
V-Bucks?
amused.
The whole thing that I have is I don't get this sense of like satisfaction from completing a task. I just have this mild dread that went away for a little bit.
Yeah, but there's a little ding noise that happens when you finish cleaning something. It's
For you, maybe.
ding.
The-
and
oh,
then
there-
in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That helps.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I play is to hear the ding.
Yep.
Nice.
Like, I got it. And the whole like piece, like if it's
Yeah.
like this piece you're cleaning, this will like light up.
It'll
like
flash.
And then you're like,
Ding. And you're like, yes.
That's-
Now, if only that could happen in my life,
yes.
everything would be clean all the
Can you
time.
imagine filing your taxes? Type in the number. Ding.
Yes.
You put a number in.
That
Good
would be
job.
Awesome. And if like you got the most money in your refund, if it like lit up and
Yes.
went, you did it. You found all the secrets.
I can't be done yet. That's
Right.
not. It hasn't rung up yet.
The screen hasn't turned green. There's
That's
some
it.
deductions I need to make.
We're going to put BMR money together.
Oh, all that.
And we're
there
going to
is.
create
$6.
turbowordtax.com.
You say that again.
Turbowordtax.
Oh, let's get into these vitals. The movie we're talking about today is 1997's Vegas Vacation, starring, well, it's a vacation movie, so who do you think it's starring? It's starring Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. And, of course, Cousin Eddie is going to show up as well, so you know Randy Quaid's in this thing. It's got, you know, some cameos from some well-known people like Wayne Newton and Siegfried and Roy because it takes place in Las Vegas in the 90s. And those guys are the kings of Vegas at the time. Movie was directed by Steven Kessler and written by Eliza Bell and Bob Duce, I'm going to say. That's how you say it? Duxay?
Ducks.
I don't know. Movie
Good
currently
blood
sits
sport.
at a 5.9 on IMDb, right around the Air America line of demarcation, just under a 6. It's the fourth of 4 vacation movies. There's the original Vacation. You know,
Never seen it.
I thought they made another one.
They made a new one.
They made.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
yeah.
they did a remake of it.
That one doesn't
okay.
count.
Right, with Ed Helms or
Right.
whatever, right? Yeah,
Okay.
But,
I thought they made it. But isn't Chevy Chase the dad?
yeah,
He
because
is.
Russ is a grown man. I think
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
saw it.
It's
I,
not good.
I only know that because I think I accidentally watched 10 minutes and
Got
then,
it. All right. Well, then there's 5 vacation movies. Sorry. European Vacation, which I think qualifies for the show. Christmas Vacation, which does not qualify for the show, the third one. And then Vegas. I always thought it was amazing that the third movie out of the 4 was just the best one.
Yeah.
Out of all
sure.
of them.
Is the first one any good?
It is good, and there will be people that just when I say that will go, well,
Right.
the original Vacation, but no one watches that as much as
You can't even
Christmas
stream
Vacation.
the original because I've wanted to watch it and
Yeah.
it's hard to find.
Sorry, folks, park's closed. Moose outside should have told you. It's good.
I don't get the reference, James.
I know. That's why I wanted to
It's
say
from the first one.
Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome. Because we talked about the first one.
All right, here's how it qualifies for the show. Well, it already did based on its IMDb score, but then you head over to Rotten Tomatoes, and this thing got a
Youch.
15% from critics and a 51% audience score.
That's not a good movie based on these criteria.
Right on the, like, half and half here. Half the audience likes it, half of them don't. I mean, it's kind of similar on the IMDb rating. I'm actually surprised how high the audience score and the IMDb rating are for this movie.
It seems high.
But, you know, these vacation movies, they have their fans. And I'm not one to sit here and say, don't be a fan of something. Like what you like. If you're into Vegas Vacation, you want to watch that sucker on repeat while you're frying up your crappie that you just caught with a PBR, I'm not going to be the one that tells you, don't do that.
That's
feels like a-
It's awesome.
You're going to the supper club and having an brandy old fashioned.
That's right.
Right.
Also
Sweet
that.
or sour?
Right. And we got Vegas Vacation on for the kids in the other room, okay?
Okay. I think that this suffers from the same issue that Police Academy fans suffer from. It's some sort of delusion.
Because,
Yeah.
well, they didn't, and they spit out even more of those. I think every year a new Police Academy movie came out.
There's far more of those.
Yeah. This was spaced out a little bit. I want to say, was it 91 or 92 for Christmas Vacation? And then
I think so.
97 for this one. 2 of them came out in the 80s. So it was like 2 a decade until after this one. And they said, you know what? I think that's enough.
Yep.
After Vegas Vacation,
Right.
you know,
We'll wait a few years.
we'll wait a few years.
Yep.
We'll do another one.
Let
So,
the young ones start clamoring for Chevy Chase again.
oh, and you know, since that never happened, that's why
Right.
there was never
Exactly.
another one. They're like, the silence was deafening to the people out there that were like, where's my next vacation movie? The tens of people that were beating down the door at whatever studio.
Give us
finances.
Chevy.
National Lampoon's home office,
Right.
in Canada, I'm assuming is where that is.
It has to be.
It's got to be.
It's in Wally World.
Yeah, that's
You
what I was.
gotta find it.
That's what I'm figuring.
The moose should have told you.
The Canadian sitting there in his office, and 5 people are pounding on the door waiting for vacation number 5.
Yep.
What's this all about? He opens the door. Go home and drink your Molson and
yeah.
leave us alone.
Get out of here, eh?
Oh yeah, eh?
Don't
Take
forget
off,
your
eh?
toque.
Go get a Labatt's.
Oh gosh. All right. Let's dive in, but before we do that, I just want to say thanks again to everybody listening. If you want to catch up with the show and, you know, hear some of our bonus stuff that we don't have on our regular feed, it's patreon.com/badmoviesrule. We're an independent podcast. You can support the show for as little as $3. I think there's like $3, $5, or $10 tiers. You get a ton of extra bonus stuff with each of those tiers. You can sign up for, be on our Discord. You can chat with other listeners. You can chat with us. We're on there as well. And we're building a really cool community on there. So if you'd like to be part of that, again, it's patreon.com/badmoviesrule. Or send us an email. We'll maybe feature on a mailbag. It's thisshowIstrash@gmail.com.
We have other tiers too. He didn't mention.
We do. Well, those are full
You'll
up
see
right
those
now.
later.
Yes. But yeah, if you hop on there, that's a surprise for later.
We'll tell you at the end of the episode what our P.O. box is, too.
That's right. If you want, but you got to wait till the end.
That's right.
That's the special
Just stick
secret
around.
information. All right, guys, let's pay some bills. All right, guys, we are going to kick off. I'm like, look at it. Am I telling already how I feel about this? Because I'm like, all right, we're going to talk about this movie. Friggin' Vegas Vacation.
Okay, then Chevy's in a truck. Get it?
The patrons voted on this one.
Yeah.
I'm not one. Well, I can't think I can even say them more. I'm not one to admonish the patrons. I do it all the time now at this point.
Literally
I
every
did-
day.
I didn't used to, but ever since they picked Slapstick of Another Kind, you know, King Solomon's Mines was part of this poll. That would
Yeah.
have been an incredible episode.
Never seen that.
Chud was part of
Yeah,
this poll.
that's
That
what
would have
I
been
voted for.
An incredible episode.
Nope.
But Vegas Vacation didn't just win; it pantsed every movie on that poll. And I'm like, really? Vegas vacation?
Well, see, these are the guys. These are the people that clamored for Chevy Chase.
And they're going to get it.
Yeah, now you want it, come get it.
That's right. We got good vibrations kicking off the movie, right? Chevy Chase driving along in his truck. Singing. First, it starts, I'm like, oh, cool, great song. But almost instantly, he starts to sing.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Kind of.
ruining a classic. That's actually a really good way to start off. It's the motif of this whole movie, ruining a classic franchise. So,
Well, he does a similar thing in the Christmas Vacation where he's singing in the car. So they're calling back to that, right?
Well, except he's not singing the words correctly.
Right.
He's like got the music on his and also forget texting and driving. Please get out your Las Vegas brochure pamphlet and look at that while you nearly kill 300 to 500 people on your way home.
but this is a perfect encapsulation for how dumb the comedy is in this movie.
Yep.
Because there's no nuance to it at all.
Right.
There's being a klutz and maybe almost going up on a sidewalk and getting somebody. And there's running over full embankments and yards and
Not noticing it.
not noticing.
I want his Quaaludes.
Yes.
Yeah. The
There's
police
being a
definitely would have been called. Unless, like, from Christmas Vacation, they just know, well, he's
Right.
an idiot, so we don't have to.
Like Anne Heche didn't drive this bad when she crashed into that house and killed herself.
Whoa, good pull.
So I'm just saying, like that's
Who's that?
Anne Heche.
Yeah.
It
oh,
doesn't.
you're adorable.
Hi, I'm here for no reason.
Look at your little beard, and I don't know who Anne Heche is. That's great.
I'm like, okay, he's a wacky guy. He's so stupid.
It's Looney
Can't
Tunes.
look at him, guys. I can read the dictionary and still drive in a straight line. I feel like I've a 45-year-old guy who's been driving for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't. You shouldn't, people out there.
Right.
But like, come on, you can't look at a picture of Siegfried and Roy, be excited about going, and keep it in between the yellow and whites.
Well, yeah, if you're dead, your trip isn't going to be very long. And you haven't even told your family yet.
You don't even know if you're going. And that's what he gets home and he tells them, like, hey, my new 400-year preservative or whatever it is
There's some mild chuckles in this movie, and that was one that I had was
the milk.
when they're eating the cookies. They're like, how? They're okay. They're 8 years old.
Spit him.
It
And then when he takes a sip of the milk
Milk
because he's the one
packets.
drinking it,
Yeah.
that was a little funny.
Yeah. He gets his bonus. And again, right back to the bonus thing from Christmas Vacation. And except they lead the movie with him getting it this time, not a Jelly of the Month Club situation.
I want to work at that company. If he's getting that big of bonuses.
Right.
Yeah.
For this thing that definitely is going to give everyone cancer.
Right.
When they
For
eat
sure.
it. Like
And
100%.
apparently makes things taste like
right.
because
We use plutonium for it.
Right. The kids don't like the cookies. He can't stand the milk.
Right. Cut Clark a check for $10,000 immediately.
Right. He did it.
He did it.
He's going to make us tens of dollars.
Well, technically, sir, we just asked him to make something that would make it last 8 years, not taste good.
Right.
Damn it, give him the check. All right.
It's okay. We'll spin off a pharmaceutical company.
I think he might have just put white water in these packets. I don't think this is milk at all.
This is just watered down paint.
Yeah. And so he's like, I want to go to Vegas. And he lays out the brochure and the kids and even
Audrey.
thank you. Audrey's the daughter. Helen.
Okay.
Yeah. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Helen.
Yeah.
Thank
See?
you.
There you go.
Hey, I'm not dumb about everything.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that that's this movie.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Who is the second main character in this?
Who are
Yeah.
you?
I don't remember.
Helen's like, it's like Horse City, USA. She's like, is that the kind of place that you want to bring the children to? And even Russ is like, yes, the whores. Prostitution is legal?
Prostitution is legal, not in the city limits, Russ. Okay, so you know that, Chevy.
Yeah.
Chevy probably does know that.
He checked that information so quick.
Immediately.
He didn't, like pre-Siri. If you know something pre-Google,
Yep.
you've looked into it
You
hard.
had to look into it hard. There's no encyclopedia entry for where are the whores in Vegas.
No.
Just as a Family Guy cut to him in the library looking through books. When
That
did
dude
prostitution become legal in Nevada?
That guy made some phone calls.
Yes.
At a minimum. Long distance phone
For
calls.
sure. It was like, hello, is this the Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce? Listen, I'm just wondering where, if you wanted to hook her, you could hook her.
Right.
Illegally.
Legally, obviously.
Because my son's wondering.
No, he's 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But Frank is able to sell Helen on it by saying, well, I thought we could get remarried.
And Vegas has changed, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, right. Now it's fun for the whole family. And
Right.
that's the theme of the brochure he's got is like,
Yep.
take your kids to see magic shows and whatever. I've been to Vegas.
Yep.
Okay. Even now, when did I go? 2010. So it's like 15 years ago. Even then, it was still Horse City, USA.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you
It's
guys.
gotten worse. I went
I've been
last
there
year.
within the last 2 years.
You
and
both
it's
have,
not,
okay.
Yeah, it's not like water parks and t-shirt shops like the Dells or anything. It's still, you want to get drunk? Here's where you get drunk.
Yeah.
Every 10 steps.
Right.
You want to gamble? Give me your money.
Right.
Give me your wiener.
There's just
Give me your
business
alcohol.
cards of naked chicks
Yes.
strewn on the ground as you're crossing the sidewalks.
Yeah.
I hope you're not coming out before 3 p.m. because we haven't washed the streets yet and it smells like vomit and piss.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right. So
And that's not
Fun
even
for the whole
Fremont
family.
Street. That's
Yeah.
the main strip.
That's
if you
the
go
main
to
strip.
if you go to
Yes.
Fremont Street, then that's real Vegas. That's when you get it. That's where they were, I think, for this. That
for most of it, well, they filmed at the Mirage and some other stuff, but yeah, a
Okay.
lot of it they
Yeah.
were down in the strip,
right,
in the old strip,
Right.
in Fremont Street,
especially Mr. Papa Giorgio.
which I never went to Fremont Street when I was there. We just stayed on the main strip the whole time.
Yeah, the last time that I was there, I went to Fremont Street and I was like, "This is Vegas. This
Yeah.
is what you're supposed to do." Because it's very cool.
Yeah.
but that's for about 20 minutes. You get a cheap drink and then you go back to where you don't feel like you might die soon.
Is it that scuzzy?
Well, the casinos are like you're packed into them, and it smells like hot dogs and Subway in every one of them. And then like outside is cool. There's stages and
Yeah.
cheap drinks and girls with no shirts on hitting
Yeah.
you with whips and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's a way more Vegas-y time.
so good stuff for the
That
kids.
happened. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not me.
We went to In-N-Out when we were there the last night, and we're just trying to go to In-N-Out, and there's people chasing people around with whips. There's a dude on,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a dude or a woman. You literally couldn't tell, and they were on stilts, and they like were whipping this old guy, and he's like, "What the was
Yeah.
that guy?" That's what the guy said.
I was walking through there.
was-
A lot of people trying to get in and out in Vegas. For sure.
Well, yeah. I was walking through and a girl dressed like a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader hit me in the butt, surgical with the whip.
Yeah.
Hit me in the butt with it, and like as I was walking by, and I turned around and looked, and she's like, and I was like, I'm with my wife. I don't, and like, not that I would have done anything about it anyway, but
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
just saying, like, that's balls to like.
I don't know how you do it out in the desert here, but up in Wisconsin,
In Wisconsin, we love our wives.
That's right.
we go to the supper club.
That's right. We go
drink
get old
PBR.
fashions. Exactly.
All right, so they're flying out to Vegas and they're on the airplane, and the whole reason to show the plane ride is for one really stupid gag.
I feel like that's every scene in this movie.
Yeah.
is only there for a stupid gag.
Yeah, and this one especially.
Yeah.
because they're like, Helen, there's a club we could join, a special club when we're up here in Sparky. And they're like, okay, you know where this is going.
She argues with him
immediate.
for exactly 0.3 seconds, and
Yes.
she's like, "All right, let's do it."
Right.
Fine. He's like, you go first, and then I'll follow, and follow. So he gets her out, or she gets out, and he goes to follow after her, and Russ is being loud, and it's like all the comedy beats you could predict ahead of time, right? Until he gets to the freaking lavatory, and there's 3 bathroom doors right next to each other.
Yeah.
Chevy's not a small dude.
Nope.
Right? He's a decently tall guy. There is a child in the first stall, and
Yeah.
he gets his entire body.
He goes all the way in.
and
You
door
could've-
closed.
Yeah, closes the door. He must have patted him on the head and said, "Sorry, I'm trying to hump my wife," and then went out the door again. That's why that kid's face was like, "Huh?" Because why did you go all the way in? You could have opened it and seen
You
him.
get half an eyeball in there,
Yeah.
and know exactly.
That's not my wife.
That's not her. That's a child. I'm going in. Who knows?
Let's go. You never know.
Yeah, maybe Helen. Helen? Is that her name? What's her name?
What? No. All
Okay.
right. Goes in the second one. And the Chevy is very, very good at being clumsy and falling down. It's literally how he made his career coming out at Saturday Night Live. And so when you see these two brilliant actors, I think they're both great in other things. Try to manufacture the fact that they can't move around each other when there's clearly plenty of room.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
Throw a purse in there.
Yeah.
So they can wrap each other up in it. And
Right. And like, oh my gosh. And like, oh, we can't, we're getting all tangled up. And
Yeah, you
I
guys
stepped in
don't
the
have
toilet.
Tourette's or anything. You guys, it looked like they were both ticking out in there, and
Right.
they were. Why are you dancing?
And
Just
Helen
stand
gets
still.
her foot in gets her foot not stuck in the toilet,
Right.
right? And her giant heel.
Her giant heel.
And
Doesn't even fit.
No, which doesn't even fit. And then he flushes the toilet, and then it smash cuts to them already getting off the plane, stained.
With perfectly, like there was a perfect line of blue arm and a perfect line of blue leg.
Right.
And that must have, there was what, a cup of blue liquid in that toilet? What happened? I want to see it.
Oh, I don't know.
It must have been like the geyser in Army of Darkness.
How did he get bicep deep in the toilet?
Yeah. Well, getting her foot out because she
guess.
probably got dragged down to her crotch almost. And
That's what had to. Then show that. That's
Yeah, I want to see that.
That would have been more entertaining.
Right.
And then what? Couple of crappy gags from him off of the blue arm when people say something to him, right? And then that's the whole. That's it.
He's looking at something, puts his hand on his mouth, and he's like, "Oh, gross."
No.
We have a great dry cleaning service from.
Oh no.
that-
What did he say? Oh no, this is
My pen exploded.
my pen exploded. Well, that was the
Yeah.
first. The second one was even more stupid. I don't remember, but whatever. We're moving on.
Blue Man Group.
They have this.
Blue Man
Yeah. Well, if it had been like a few years later, this is what would have happened. There's a montage of them driving down the strip and looking out the windows like they're so enthralled to be in Vegas. And Audrey goes out the sunroof and gets trapped because people can't hear someone screaming
No.
in the same car that they're in.
And why couldn't you roll the windows all the way down to look out the window, guys?
Yeah.
You're not puppies. You can roll down the window.
Go all the way.
Chevy jumps out the window if we roll it down too much.
That's what happened.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. If he sees a ball or something outside, he goes for it.
Or a whore.
Right.
That's what it is. It's a girl in a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader outfit.
Right.
He's half out. They got to grab him by his belt.
And all the vacation movies, like Chevy's kind of a asshole, I guess. Like you act like you're this family guy and whatever, but any woman that looks attractive to you, you're like, hey, remember me? Like tongue wagging.
Yes, he's not as much of a dick. I felt like in Christmas Vacation, but he still did that a couple times, like with the lingerie saleswoman in the beginning.
Yeah,
of the movie,
he's trying to see his pool in his head, and his wife doesn't come out of the water.
No.
It's red swimsuit, whatever.
The girl from earlier, right?
The
Can't see any
underwear
lines,
model.
Russ. Right? Yeah.
That's such a great movie. Okay, we can't talk about it.
'Tis the season to be merry. That's my name.
That's my name.
No.
Oh, not a log. Not in the sense you think I said.
You think I said that. My wife's dead. I think he says in that scene, right? So yeah, he's, he's always
Divorced.
done that,
Yeah.
right?
He says divorced.
divorced, and
Did I say dad?
right, exactly. So yeah, he's always been like willing to almost cheat, but not quite on his wife. Okay, right.
Yep.
The one thing now, having been to Vegas, I stayed at the MGM Grand last time I was there. I don't know where you guys stayed when you just went, recently, but the one thing that I thought they nailed was the front desk instructions to get to your room.
Yep.
Where takes 5 minutes to explain like how to walk through Julia Sweeney from SNL. Right?
Yeah.
It was like weird that she had this one random part in here.
Yeah.
And
She
like
must have been hard up for cash.
you've got to go like over to the slot machines and then turn left, but then take another right by the palm trees and then
when you get to the first set of elevators, those aren't yours. Don't go on those. Keep walking.
Yes, I got lost in my
If
own
you hit
hotel.
the pool, you've gone too far.
Right.
Take another right and go back.
Right.
Yep.
That's accurate though.
They do
It
that on
is.
purpose.
They do that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you
You
walk
should-
past the slot machines.
I should still be able to get to my room.
Yeah, eventually. But you got to walk through the desert of the
entire casino.
before you get.
The thing that's not accurate in any movies about casinos is that everyone is over the age of like 65 in a casino.
No.
A lot of them. Dude, I remember going through the MGM Grand. I remember we're like wrapping up our night and it wasn't, it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, whatever. We're going up to the room. And I walked past this table of this. I remember the only reason I remember her, and I'm not usually very observant, is she had like a bright red dress on and a couple of dudes with her.
Yep.
Went up to bed, came back down for breakfast. Same people were still at that same table, same red dress. I was like, holy
Yeah. Gambling is
insane.
a real addiction.
yeah. I was like, they're still here.
Oh, yeah.
Guys,
They
I
must
think
have
this
been
is
winning.
addicting.
No, maybe we shouldn't do this. But
Wild.
Clark will take us all the way through gambling addiction.
Can we just talk about Clark for a minute? Because they go up to the hotel room and it's like, call the kids and see if they'll enjoy looking out the window or whatever. And he has his little heartfelt speech. really came off so much worse in this movie than it did in Christmas Vacation, because in Christmas Vacation he's very endearing.
Yep.
And his joy of wanting to have a good Christmas comes across authentically, if not a little naive. But here it seems so phony.
Yeah.
Talk about, I don't want to say he phoned it in or whatever, but he just seemed like his acting in this one was so crappier than it was in the other ones.
Yep.
Especially in the moments where he's trying to be like heartfelt family guy.
Right.
He's not feeling it at all. Where you could tell he connected to it before and was telling the truth in his acting. In this case, not at all.
Yeah. Did he meet Eddie before they went to the room?
Not yet. I think this is the first time when he goes down right after this.
After they say, okay, let's go downstairs.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I got you.
Because it's the first time he goes to play blackjack when Wallace Shaw is there, who I love.
Yep.
I love Wallace Shaw.
He's incredible.
He's great.
Inconceivable.
He comes down and he starts taking, some of Chevy's money, and that's when Eddie walks up, right?
And that is my favorite part of the entire movie.
Is it really?
Yes. When Clark is like, I lost $300 in 15 minutes, and cousin Eddie goes, spits out his beer and burps super loud and passes out. I rewound it, I think 2 or 3 times. It was
good.
That's the best part of the whole movie. Right there. And you did it. That was within the first 10 minutes.
Eddie's great. Eddie's the only thing that's great. Eddie and one other person, which we'll get to. But man, his whole thing about like the plate that he has in his head, it was defective. And he's like, occasionally my legs give out, but man, what a view on this land they gave me, right?
They gave me a plot of land for my...
Because they gave him a defective head plate or whatever. The
slides
government,
around.
the VA. My legs give out, but damn, what a view.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's so good. And he's got a holster of Bush Lights there. And that was before Bush Light became trendy and everything.
Oh, gosh.
Awesome.
$300 in 15 minutes. Dude passes out. And the movie is full of these big takes, right? Like just way over the top stuff. So the first show they go to see is Siegfried and Roy. Okay. They got 4 tickets. They're sitting second row, and Clark gets pulled up because it's a movie and he's a movie star. And so up he comes onto stage for this to help in a trick, and he's trying to do the whole like, hey, all right, Tom, what are we dealing with here? Wires, mirrors, what's like, shut up and just get in the box, dude.
Yeah.
I love how Clark's, I don't know what he paid for that show. He missed the whole thing.
Yeah.
The entire show.
Yep.
He's just, they make him disappear. They turn him into a tiger and he's just not there.
Yeah. And his family's like, where's Dad?
Right. And we can't walk back out because that ruins the trick, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'd be pissed.
Well, unless he's sitting there watching it from his little
side curtain or
tiger
something.
table and getting to see it all anyway.
Something. Because eventually he reappears as a tiger on this menagerie of, tigers on this display.
Or maybe it's magic. But this is like part of my problem with Chevy Chase in this movie, and this is where it starts, I guess, is where in all the other vacation movies, he was a goof, but he wasn't like dumb. In this one, he's acting like an idiot. Like he doesn't know, like he doesn't have any
redeeming qualities.
Well, that
or just common sense.
Like common sense. Like he doesn't have any. Common sense.
Because there's like Harry and Lloyd level of stupid, but even those guys had a certain amount of common sense about them,
right?
Which made it funny when they would do something really stupid.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it's like, okay, I get you want make dumb joke. Clark, isn't he stupid? But he's also doesn't come across as a believable human.
Right.
In any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
Well, and you're telling me this guy got a huge bonus from work for developing something to preserve foods that at least doesn't kill you immediately. That can preserve foods for up to 8 years.
Yeah.
So he's a brainiac, essentially.
Right.
Like a major nerd.
Right.
So maybe socially awkward I could buy. Maybe he does stupid stuff once in a while, but the decisions he makes and the situations he gets himself into don't make sense.
No, not for someone that has any lick of sense.
And his kids aren't aging fast enough. Right? Because they're old by the time we get to Vegas Vacation.
Yep.
And Russ and Audrey have gotten a little older each time they've done a vacation movie.
Right.
But the parents are aging much faster than the kids are.
Right.
So I get like part of the thing is you want to... I think what's happening here is I think that Clark and Helen have a mental disorder and they keep adopting 2 children.
That's why they're all different.
That's why they're all different and naming them Russ and Audrey to try and relive some kind of traumatic. I think their original Russ and Audrey died.
Yeah.
a long time ago, and
This is dark.
and they keep trying to relive their that childhood trauma that they went through.
Yeah,
I'm just
keep
imagining
getting-
them killing their kids after a certain point. They're like, "You've been here too long. We got to get new ones."
Right, and when they get, that's what you read my mind, because as they get too old, they're like, it's not, the fantasy isn't working anymore. They've murdered 6 children
This
before they
Russ
get
and
to
Audrey
these
is
two.
really
Yeah,
close to
well,
getting
when we
murdered.
get to Vacation 6 and it's directed by M. Night Shyamalan,
Yes.
that's what'll have happened is, oh, you didn't know? We've been...
Well, Russ, one day you'll join all the other Russes in the basement, in the crawl space. What?
This
What,
Russ
Dad?
deserves it, too. But that
the
was kind
only
of funny in the morning, or in the beginning of the movie when
Right.
he's talking to the kids. He's like, Audrey, I don't even recognize you anymore. Yeah, because she's been a different actress every
Right.
time.
Because the other one's in your crawl space.
Yeah, the other ones are
Right.
inside the walls.
Got trophies of their hair in your closet.
We just turned this into a horror movie.
Yeah, all
I'm
right.
serious, dude. Clark they're whole trying to set up the whole thing of Clark getting addicted to gambling. And so it starts off with Wallace Shaw. Then the next time he's pissing away money at breakfast. He like leaves his family to sit at breakfast for a minute to go bet 50 on black at the roulette table and
Yep.
loses and comes back. And, they're trying to get this ball rolling plot wise, essentially. They're driving down they're going to go see Eddie. And on the way, a callback to the first movie, which you might not have realized is a callback. Claudia Schiffer in the red Corvette pulls up next to the car.
I was gonna ask because I was like,
Yeah.
who the hell? Like, I've seen this movie,
Yes.
and I'm like, I get there's a bit behind it, but I don't know what the bit is.
In the original, on their road trip, he runs into her a couple times, I think, right?
Yeah.
And she just drives up and, Helen will be asleep or whatever. And he just starts flirting with this girl. And Claudia Schiffer's just making the kissy faces and all the, model poses and all that. It's like she's posing for a photo shoot while she's
Right.
driving down the street is what's happening.
Exactly.
And in the original, he's like, Clark starts slapping himself with a bologna sandwich.
Well, yeah, he sees the car coming up and he's like, oh, God, I got to get ready. Here she comes. I don't know how he knows.
Right.
But yeah, he slaps his face, gets his second chin up where it needs to be. And then,
right.
like, just starts wagging his tongue at her, like, remember me?
Remember me? And she's like,
Of course I do.
Right.
I've been masturbating to you for 80 years or whatever it was.
they really captured how women work.
yeah, exactly.
absolutely nailed it. I don't know how they write women so
If
well.
I had a nickel for every time this happened to me, I would have exactly
Well,
0
like,
nickels.
If this happened the first movie, I was like, all right, fine. She's going the same way you guys are going. It's a running bit. But if she shows up 20 years later, either she's stalking you
Yeah.
or Claudia Schiffer just drives around the desert doing this to men all day long.
Yeah, looking for dads
Right.
in the driver's seat. Hey, let me make kissy faces
Right.
at you.
Maybe
That's the
she's
only
the
way.
one who's killing Audrey and Russ.
I've come for the next set of babies.
Yeah.
I've got your new ones. I'm cooking another one.
She's
Give
the
me your
one.
children.
She's the butcher. Mama, hot mama.
Oh my gosh.
The butcher of Route 66.
I think that's the joke, right? Hot mama was the first car.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
it's
yes.
just mama because there's a baby in the back. That's
Right.
the joke. Yeah, it's so funny,
Oh
right?
my
Get
gosh.
it?
They get out to Eddie's piece of land with his
I'm
trailer.
laughing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Eddie's got his nice plot of land where they were you believe they used to test H-bombs out here on this property?
Yep, he's got 84 kids.
He's got so many kids.
Yeah.
A couple of them probably got 2 heads at this point, right?
Yep.
Some of them aren't his. They just mutated off the other kids.
All the
They just popped off one of their ears.
all the radiation
Look, Dad,
poisoning.
my tumor fell off.
Yeah. My
It's
ear fell off
growing.
and turned into a sister.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I love when Helen turned into a ball on the ground to get away from a hug. I thought that was a little kind of a
That was
funny,
kinda funny.
physical bit. As she
Right.
literally almost tucks herself into a
Yeah.
complete ball on the ground.
No.
He almost looked like he didn't know she was gonna do it either. Like,
Right.
I almost wonder
Yeah.
if she just did that, and then he's like, I guess I can't hug you.
I guess. I don't know. We got Ruby Sue back out here snatching snakes off the ground.
Yeah, look, she's probably grown up since you've seen her last.
Oh, yeah. Got a pit full of snakes.
I found another one. No. Throw it in the pit. Oh, gosh. It's great.
What kind of day-to-day life do these people have?
I don't know. Well, I do because they show you later.
Yeah.
It's like
I do, I guess.
go. They've got a really big jar of pickles, and if they want to go out, they just drop the snakes.
Yeah. We find out that their other daughter, Vicky, is famous in Las Vegas.
She's
At the
the
Areola Club.
princess of Club Areola. And I'm not buying it.
And
I'm
also
sorry.
not attractive.
Right.
No offense to that actress in any way, shape, or form.
No.
I thought I was falling off the edge here. I was like,
No.
am I-
And she can't dance.
Right.
Like later on when they
It's
bust into
so
and she's dancing,
bad.
she's just holding on.
She's going like this.
She's
she's
just,
just like,
leaning back,
whoops.
swinging her arm around.
leaning back going like this and like that. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
I can dance better than that.
Right. And they're not going to put my fat ass on a billboard. Okay.
For
Seriously.
Club Areola, they
No.
might.
And she's like, let me show you that move that daddy taught me or whatever. And
Yeah,
like,
it
starts-
gets real weird. And this movie is
Yeah,
PG.
it
There's some
is.
stuff in here where it's like, that's going to be a question. That's definitely going to be a question. And
Yeah.
there's all that like deep innuendo that I'm not sure that's going to play for PG. But I don't know.
I don't think
She
it's
also
supposed to be for
mouth
children.
kisses Eddie,
Yeah. She
Yeah.
does.
where you're just like,
Blech.
Here comes our pride and joy. And then even Chevy Chase is like, don't have impure thoughts about your cousin,
Yeah.
Russ.
To Russ.
What the? What?
Right.
yeah, that,
What is this family? Aren't you guys the ones from Christmas time?
Right. And you're the ones.
Yeah.
And you're judging them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
All she did was dip on a pole, and all of a sudden you guys can't control yourself. Maybe that's what it is.
That's
Maybe it's just a family full of
They're the worst.
nymphos.
They're well, sorry, I know you guys can't get a babysitter, so you can't come with us. But they have a real cheap babysitter
Yeah.
at Eddie's house. It's the pit full of snakes.
Yeah.
If they just scatter them around and say, "Go get them,
Round them up.
round them up." They'll be busy for hours,
Keep
Clark.
'em busy for hours.
Where are we going? We're going to the Hoover Dam.
The damn tour.
The Dam tour. This was the most obvious bit. I know I'm not trying to sound like a snob, like a comedy snob, but come on. This is the Dam tour. Anybody have any damn questions?
Right.
Go if you need to go to the damn bathroom. I'll give you a lot of damn facts, whatever. And
They probably do that
they probably do
on the actual damn tour.
because they're not comedians, and anybody could write that
Yeah.
speech.
Right.
Old guy that works at the dam could figure out that comedy beat,
Exactly.
right?
The other one is there's a hole in the dam, and what can we plug it with? Do we have any gum? Maybe it'd be funny if I plugged one hole and then there's another hole.
I know. Clark
And
can break the dam with 2 fingers.
Yeah.
2 fingers, he barely moves a pebble,
Right.
and the whole thing starts to come apart.
Right.
I did laugh at Eddie's like, yeah, we're going to get some damn bait.
Yep.
Like, that was funny.
That
Yeah.
worked.
Right.
Yeah.
Why
Well, he brought a fishing pole.
to the Hoover Dam
Right.
tour, which they apparently go on every week.
Yeah.
It's better every week.
Gets better every week.
And he
Yep.
apparently is catching fish there.
He
Yeah.
must be.
Then wouldn't he know where the bait is?
I'm like, bro, walk away. He spends so much time trying to plug these holes. I'm like, walk away, which he eventually does walk away.
Yep.
And the tour is gone. Like, he can't find it. I'm like, yeah, sure. They went down that tunnel, Chevy. Like, the one you have to hunch over to walk through. They probably went through there. Again,
Right.
no common sense.
No,
man.
this is what I mean.
Yeah.
This whole scene is what I mean. Like, he's not an idiot.
No. The door to nowhere.
Right.
The electrical tower, and he goes, let's see if I still got it. I'm sure they're up there.
Right. I'm sure your family is up at what. So he gets down. Eventually, he comes out of a door and he finds himself at the bottom of the Hoover Dam, and they're all still up at the top. So you could take the damn stairs back to the top,
Yeah.
right?
Go back
Like turn
through
around.
Yeah.
the door you just came out of and go up what have to be stairs of somewhere.
No,
but
I'm going to climb a live electrical tower and shimmy it. Well, he isn't purposely shimmy across the wires, but ends up having to when he falls and
Yep.
catches himself like he's John McClane falling down an elevator shaft.
Right.
You'd be dislocating your shoulders at that point.
And then, well, just like gym class, he's not even playing the reality of the scene that he's in. Like, I know Clark's supposed to be an oblivious, like, cheerful guy,
Right.
but he's not even acting scared.
Yeah. Well, let's just, for the sake of argument, say that they were trying to echo what happened in Christmas Vacation, where he's hanging from his
Gutter.
Yeah.
That's funny because it's little and it could happen to anyone. And like, that's a cool piece of slapstick right there.
Right.
But this is just ridiculous. What do you walk up to this electrical tower and have a stroke and go, yeah, I can climb that. Let's see if I still got it. What do you mean? You've been climbing electrical towers for a long time?
Right.
See if you still got it. That's not where you go.
All this to have the line snap, have him swing into the dam. Oh, this is pretty steep. And he climbs
beautiful.
himself up to
Yeah.
the top for no payoff.
Right.
They all just go, "What's for lunch?"
Right.
and walk
And
away.
How competent do you have to be able to climb up that dam?
Right.
You have to have the finger strength of an ape
Yeah.
to get up that wall.
Right.
And they all just act like, oh, Clark,
Right.
every time.
That's the thing. And I'll
What
even,
a magoo!
it's a movie. It's a movie. It's a comedy. I can suspend the okay, fine. He's strong enough to climb up the Hoover Dam, but pay it off with a joke,
Right.
some kind of something.
Right.
It's the most anticlimactic.
Yeah, he just
moment.
gets up, shakes his hands off, and then they go,
then they go,
this tour gets better every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. Cut to Wayne Newton delivering tickets and a dress because he spotted Helen in the lobby.
The king of Riz.
The king of Riz.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that geriatric Riz.
And
Old ladies,
Like-
both old and middle aged, love Wayne Newton.
for sure, any dude sends your wife a dress and tickets to the show,
Yeah.
I might have some flags go off. Like,
Yeah.
is he trying to do it with my wife? Because why would you do that?
Yeah. See, okay. Yes, I'm gonna agree with you. I'll give him one. We'll go, okay, he's a famous person. Maybe you could shake the first one off and go, there's no way he's trying to get with my wife, right?
Well, Wayne Newton saw her with
Yeah.
her family,
Right.
sent the tickets, which I could see like where, okay, he wants her to come to the show, and then he can sing to her, and then that's all of a sudden now,
Right.
give me your panties. The dress is a bridge too far.
The dress is,
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
and Clark's like, okay,
Dumb.
fine, dumb.
Idiot,
An
stupid, and I hate it.
They go to the show. He drops. No one. He's not this clueless. He drops a pile of nickels into the doorman's hands.
Right.
That fall all over the ground, and then he gives him some more.
No.
And just so they can do this joke when they get front row, like, oh, I tipped him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's why you got front row, because you gave him $3.75 in nickels
Exactly.
at the front door.
That he just dropped, that he just lets fall out of his hand.
He open palmed it.
Right.
He just let it hit his
And there's
open
no,
hand
I
and go.
don't think there's any nickel, like where you put a nickel
No.
in a machine that you would need that many nickels.
There's nickel slots at the casino they go to towards the end of the movie. For
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, for sure. Amongst a bunch
No,
of
that's
other
just
really good
flip the
games.
nickel.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah, so Wayne Newton gets up. He sings to, Helen, and she's enthralled and all that stuff. And nothing happens.
He
yet,
gets
though.
right up into her uterus because the way that she sings when he's
It's into her uterus.
well,
Was that-
the way that
all right.
he walks up to her and she just goes, hi Wayne, I don't care. Do you want me to just be
Take off.
naked? And then, you want me to sing? Sure. And hits the highest note that anyone's ever
Yeah.
hit. Yeah.
I've never heard you hit that note with me before. He says.
Yeah, she hasn't, Clark. She's been thinking of Wayne Newton.
I
every
think
time
he
you
could
do
have
it.
been in her uterus, and Clark still would have been like, "What in the tarnation's going on?"
Yeah,
And,
this is weird. Our kids were in there. Yeah. The first set, anyway, before we started killing them at
the
16.
original Russ and Hall.
Right.
Yeah, and then she's like, I'm gonna go take a bubble bath. It's like
Follow her up there immediately.
you know that she was really enjoying that singing, Clark.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how addicted you are to gambling, you are
Yeah.
not gonna be like, all right, see ya.
No, man.
Have
I'd have
fun.
been in that bubble bath. I'd have beat her to the bubble bath.
Yeah, because she is abusing herself in that bubble bath for sure. For sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the reason she went from you to bubble bath is because she needed her pants off for the next activity.
That's right. And he just stays down. He's like, gives him his kids each $20 and just stays in the casino.
Yeah,
Oh, Clark.
Doesn't make sense.
Clark. I wanted to tackle him so
Yeah.
many times in this movie.
right.
Just be like, wake up, dude.
Yeah, well, he can't because it's funny that he's dumb, right? And okay.
So instead, he goes over to the craps table, and Eddie's, there because he gets, he's got to be in the
He's
movie.
got to get the big drinks.
Got to get the big drinks. He
Right.
comes over, and he rolls Crappy on the craps table, and he says, I like this line. He says to Eddie, "Did I ever tell you your bad luck? Those are my mother's dying words."
Yeah. Or does
That was good.
he says something like, well, when you're on fire and you're
Yeah.
Puts in a bear trap.
yeah, your foot's in a bear trap, you start talking crazy.
Crazy. Oh, Eddie. I wish I could have like an entire Eddie movie, but then they made one of those and it wasn't good.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, like Christmas Vacation 2 starred Randy Quaid
really?
as Cousin Eddie, and it was awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
He's got to be just a little bit in the movie.
Yeah.
Because he
Well-
makes every scene better, but
Yes.
Or make it where he's not actually Eddie. It's just let him be a different character and do shenanigans.
Something. When you start cashing checks at the casino or the hotel,
yeah, that's when you might want to call that number that's listed everywhere on the walls.
get some money. He says, I need some cash to get even.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope.
Whoops.
That's not how that works, man. I only ever came out of one casino ahead, only once.
Yeah.
It was my bachelor party. The guys took me up to the Dells, to the Ho Chunk Casino, and I walked out with more money than I came in with. I didn't even come in with any money because the guy that planned it was Brady. I need to pretend like people don't know who Brady is. Brady planned the third, and he gave me my gambling money.
All right.
Right? Good dude.
Yeah.
He's like, here you go. And I came out with more money.
Yeah. Well, if you didn't spend it, you would have been money ahead.
I was like,
That's perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was.
Did you gamble it?
Yeah, no, I gambled and I still came out ahead. That was the
that's
only
great.
Any other time I've ever gone into a casino, which is only I think 3 times after that, I never came back out ahead. Now the only time I ever go in, like when I went to the MGM Grand, I played in a poker tournament, and it's literally like you pay X amount to get in the tournament, and if you finish in the money, then you're good. But you can't buy back in.
Right.
You lose, you're out of the tournament.
Yeah.
So I can't chase it. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So that to me is safe because it's like I'm spending this much to be in this tournament, and it's going to be fun whether I win or not.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Right?
I hate the machines, because I'm sorry,
Yeah.
there's people that programmed that machine.
Yeah.
And they can go, hey, just don't let them win.
Right.
Oh, the auditor's here? Click.
Yeah.
Look, it lets you win once in a while. Oh, they're gone? Click.
Right.
Like, it's a program, guys.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Even the manual ones with the actual rollers in them
Yeah.
are still programmed.
You can rig it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The
But
birds
now
aren't
the digital
birds,
ones are
man.
definitely rigged.
Right.
Right?
As soon as they got digital, it's like game over.
Code.
Well,
Yeah.
it is.
Birds are government spies, guys.
yes. I've gambled a lot, and it's really fun. When you win, it's really fun. And
Yeah.
it really sucks when you lose.
Yes.
Especially if you don't have the money. And sometimes my dad gave me some advice a long time ago that said, don't gamble anything that you can't afford to lose.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you that casino is full of people that
Right.
are doing that exact
doing
thing. But like I said, I get it because when you win, whether it's sports betting or anything else, it's really fun
It's
when you
great.
win. Yeah.
That's why in the only times I've ever done it, I go in there with cash in my pocket. I leave my debit card and everything else in the hotel or home.
Okay.
Because once I'm out of this cash, it's it.
Right.
And I can't chase. Because once you start chasing,
Then you're
once you hit the ATM, once
Yep.
you start cashing checks, you're fricked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I've-
frickin' fricks, you know.
Yeah.
I won't even pull the thing. Like, I've tried it twice in my life, and both times I was like, I work really hard for my money, and I might as well have just lit a fire
Well, I still won't
on
play
the
But
money.
What if you won, right?
No, but I won't play slots. Like if I feel there's at least some skill, like a poker game,
Sure.
blackjack is.
Yeah.
Blackjack's even like there's no skill. It's all odds. Right?
The only,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only time I see it is if we were at a table together and we're just gonna play with each other, and it's
Yeah.
just for fun,
Yeah.
and we're
Play
just like
blackjack.
Right.
whatever, right? Like, we're gonna play whatever, and it's just us, and you don't have this house that you're betting against. That's like, they pay people probably $500,000 a year to make sure that they know how to make sure everyone's losing.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That's
people
why you
that-
get kicked out for counting cards.
And the people
Yeah.
that start winning big, they start giving away free stuff too, free sweet, because they want you to stay so they can get it back.
right.
Right. Yeah.
We've cracked the code.
Yeah.
wait,
All right.
guys, gambling's bad.
Audrey goes and hangs out with Vicky, the famous dancer, and her and the Beatles are going and dancing on top of some derelict signs somewhere in the desert.
Oh, you guys have been together longer than the real Beatles?
Yeah.
Yeah, you bunch of creeps. You're just standing there staring at her.
It looked like they were on this.
You say it. I know what you were going to say.
What was I gonna say?
I'm not saying it. You
Okay.
got to say it.
No, it looked like the place they go looks like it would be in New Vegas.
Yes.
No,
in
yeah.
Fallout.
That's in Fallout.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the thing. What did you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were going to say that those 3 guys looked like they were on the spectrum.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fine. Meanwhile, Russ goes and gets a phony ID from a guy on a sidewalk. The first one, you got to look at
he
it.
looks
Yeah.
at it and
Yeah.
walks in like This'll
he did
work.
look at it?
Yeah, he
Oh.
literally like he peeks at it as he's walking in, and I'm just like,
That's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
this takes not seeing color to a whole.
Yeah, this is who was the super bad
Oh,
Yeah.
McLovin.
McLovin.
Yeah.
This is
Muhammad-
all over it.
You went with McLovin?
At least, but that was at least his picture.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then eventually he comes back out, and the guy takes a photo of him with a giant fake ID on the sidewalk, and he's now Nick Papagiorgio.
Yep, the luckiest man that ever lived.
And it's everything his father doesn't have at luck and the gambling tables, Nick has in spades,
Yeah.
right? And if he had,
Except he's Russ, and I hate his guts because everything that happens to him, he's got that dopey like, whoa.
well, the first
look
thing he
on his
wins like
face.
this, like mom car, this like white mom car on a slot machine on the sidewalk,
Right.
right?
with like a quarter.
like a quarter,
Yep.
wins it on the first pull. From there on, he just starts raking it in.
Yeah. He's not even looking. He puts
No.
that quarter in there and then just like starts to look around like, I probably won't win. And then
Yeah.
car.
Boom, boom, boom. Woo, woo, woo.
Gives him his ID and he's like, okay.
Where would you like your car sent, Mr. Papagiorgio?
Yep.
I've noticed that the people that I've seen talk about this movie, Nick Papagiorgio seems to be everyone's favorite thing from this film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
well,
I
he's a
don't know.
winner, right?
He's a winner.
How
Meanwhile,
did he know where to send the cars?
dude, he sent them to the wedding chapel
To the place they didn't even know they were going.
Right.
Until the end of the movie.
because they're all right there.
Right.
And he didn't move them there because at the end he's like, well, these are my cars.
Those are my cars.
Right. Okay.
Willful suspension of disbelief. That should be like a button that.
Honestly, we should have a just a jingle that plays. We used to have a jingle. I don't know if we've got it anymore.
Yeah, perfect.
Were you suspending disbelief?
Yes. Wallace, meantime, Walshaw keeps smashing Clark in blackjack, where I'm like, dude, walk away.
If any blackjack dealer treated me like this,
Yeah.
there would be violence. There's no way that there's any blackjack dealer in Vegas that is like, I'm gonna beat your ass at every
Yes.
single hand.
Wow.
Oh, you came here with more money, huh? Yeah, no way.
Why don't you just give me half?
Yeah, they're
Take
not
out
there to
back.
make you feel worse. They want you to sit there. And he's
Yes.
lucky that Chevy Chase has just got a vendetta against him, because I would never go sit by that dude again if he
No.
just kept beating me up every time I sat at his table.
Well, and why didn't he just by the end he shows up and it's like, why don't you just pick up your chips and go to the next table?
Right.
Doesn't he say, like, I'll tell you what, give me half of what you were going to bet.
Yep.
We'll go outside. I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
So that was the most nicest thing anyone's ever tried to do for Clark in this movie,
Yep.
right?
That would have saved him money.
Half of what he lost.
Yeah. They kind of missed an opportunity here, because when they do push for that one hand that you see, like 20 versus 20,
Yeah.
it's a push. I wish he would have said inconceivable.
Yes, why not? Throw it in there.
Yeah.
Throw it in there. We find out that Ellen is not asleep. She's having drinks with Wayne in the casino with Wayne Newton.
That's the other time there'd be some violence.
Yeah.
That's right. And Chevy, be a man.
Right.
He just walks over like, hi.
Well, he's probably
Remember
lost
how you
half of
married
their
me?
money they have at this point. So he's probably a little like,
Sheepish.
well, yeah. Honey.
What are we doing there? And Eddie comes over and he sticks Wayne Newton with Eddie.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
Pulls Ellen away.
I'll die for you.
I die for you, man. Oh, I can't believe I'm standing here next to you.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Yep. I'll die for you. Need any bodyguards? Yeah.
Beverly D'Angelo
She, babe?
is the MVP of this movie
Yeah.
to me.
Who?
Beverly D'Angelo, Helen.
Helen. Okay.
I don't know what they did to her in Christmas Vacation. She didn't look half as good in that movie as
Yeah.
she does in Vegas Vacation. She looks fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like some plastic surgeons did the work there.
But it didn't seem like, I've seen a lot of Hollywood actresses that have had a ton of work done.
Right.
It didn't seem like, maybe she did. I don't know.
Yeah.
She did later,
Good lighting.
because if you see Beverly D'Angelo now, she looks like she's had a lot of plastic
Oh, is that
surgery.
right?
She's
Okay.
much, much older. Okay. But in this movie, I thought this was the best she looked out of all 4 Vacation films.
Yeah.
Personally.
Right.
And when he gets upstairs to the hotel, up to the room, right after this moment, and she comes slinking rather out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Right. And she's like, Sparky, and he's trying to watch Honey, They're Teach Me Baccarat on the TV. I was like, you son of a bitch, put the freaking remote down now.
He's trying to hump you. Yeah.
Moron.
And do you know how much she gives him so many chances? I'm like,
Yes.
You know how that plays out in real life? She says one comment, and you're like, not now, and it's like, bye.
Okay,
Ball
see ya
game
in
over.
January. Right. Yeah, exactly. You don't get 3
Game
strikes at that. Yeah, exactly.
Fatality.
Finish him. Yeah. No finishing. There is no finishing.
She tackles him. On the third try, she tackles him into bed, and he's still fighting against her, and finally throws the remote away. The lights go off, and he's like, here comes a hard 6.
Yeah.
Which was a Baccarat term, I'm guessing.
Right.
But, bro, that was the thing that killed, because at that point, she's like, good night.
Yeah. Oh, Chevy, you're so funny.
They should have had his gambling problem happen after this. That's when it should have kicked off.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause he screws it up, and then he starts gambling.
Right.
That might be too close.
There's a lot of should-haves in this movie.
Nick Papa Giorgio helps some gangsters, I'm assuming, win at craps themselves, and they end up giving him a suite at the hotel. And this place is ballin', dude.
Yeah.
It's a nice suite.
See the VCR,
Yeah.
Tube TV that raises up out of the floor.
Come on now.
That. It was awesome.
pool in the back.
You know how strong the hydraulics got to be to lift that television up out of the ground?
Yep.
Man.
They just pay people to lift it.
Yeah, there's 2 guys in the cabinet just like...
And then
It's the dudes from the Siegfried and Roy show. That guy with the ponytail.
that's what it is. These freaking dudes, they all roll into breakfast looking hungover, and Clark comes up with the worst idea of the whole trip, which is, why don't we have an alone day?
Right.
Your wife has already been caught once with Wayne Newton. Okay.
She got invited to his place
That
the night
day.
before.
Yeah, but now today is the
Right.
day that they have the standing invitation.
Yeah.
And your children are not of age, and you scatter them to the winds
Yeah.
to go piss away more money in the blackjack table with Wallace Shaw.
Yeah, they kind of play fast and loose with the gambling addiction and the horrors of it. Like this is probably the 16th step of terror. Like when you actually have a gambling addiction, but they're just kind of like, isn't that funny? He's gonna go, and then they play. Is it Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah.
With them, just hundreds falling out of
The amount
ATM.
of money he stuffs in his shirt from the ATM
Yeah.
made me, like, my heart hurt
Right.
when I saw that. And then go to Wallace Shaw's table after you took all that money out.
Right.
Bro, what's the saying for the third time? Like, first time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. What's the third one?
Third time. Well, you're not going to do it again.
Shame me once, not going to shame me again.
Right. Third time is my time. Third time's a charm.
Ugh.
Well, he does a little bit better with the lady who's the blackjack dealer. And so it's almost like she gets him started in the morning with like he's doing okay, and then Wallace Shaw shows
I
up.
don't know what's wrong with me. I can't seem to win a hand. And then goes like this. And as soon as Inconceivable walks up, I'd have been like, toodles,
Peace
poodles.
out.
Goodbye.
Because usually they just move down a table. You follow her to the next table she's going to.
Right.
And gamble there. Don't sit there with that bald dude and let him just beat you up emotionally and take your cash.
And I've sat at a table with a dealer like that I just was like,
Oh, really?
After a few hands, where I could tell this dude, they switch dealers. New dude comes in and starts wrecking shop, and I'm like, goodbye.
That way for sure.
Yes.
I've never had a dealer, and I better not, because blackjack is terrible enough. But if they were like, 21, and like, oh, I just take your money, and you sure you want to do that? I'd be like, goodbye.
Yeah.
There's no way I would sit there and stand for that dude, just jaw jacking the whole time.
And meanwhile, while you're here funding Wallace Shaw's daughter's college education, your daughter's going to whore college,
right?
You know, learning how to be a whore with Vicky, you know, getting a makeover, getting a slut makeover,
Getting
basically
fast tracked to Club Areola.
Yeah, right, exactly. And your
Hooker's
son's
Diaries
becoming a high roller, and Ellen's going to Wayne Newton's house
for noodles. Yeah.
By herself. Well, that's dinner.
Oh,
right?
that's right.
Yeah. So he's just there and they're eating. And this is where he gives this weird speech. I love women, Ellen. I observe them.
Yeah. Well, she gets creeped out. This is the out.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't like this.
So how much riz do you have to give a lady a lock of your hair and then have her come back?
Right. And you thought, I thought that was the end of the story because that was the moment he gave the lock of hair. How much hair is he giving out to how many women? Is it really his hair? Does he have a manservant he snips these off of because he gives them out so often?
Yeah.
And
it's fallen out, so he probably just takes it off of the shower floor.
Pedro's in the back, right? And he's got hair down to his ass, and they just take a little bit off of him every once in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know how the economy in Wayne Newton's house goes. Right? I can't imagine that hair is his meal ticket, that he's cutting pieces of that off.
I don't know.
To give to house mom from the Midwest.
Right.
I don't care how good looking Beverly D'Angelo
what do you do? What did you expect her to do once she got that? Put it in her pocket?
Drop her dress.
Yeah. Let me just get this off. I can't stand it. I got a lock of your hair.
Right.
But how much riz do you need to show up to the door in a star-spangled karate uniform and not like have her immediately turn around and walk away? Yeah.
Yeah, like she should have turned around there.
She should have been clued off. Yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh.
see my body as a temple.
This is when Nick Papagiorgio wins a Dodge Viper. Mm-hmm. Right?
Remember those?
Oh gosh. And I forgot. Oh, before you get to that, Wayne had his whole ass chest out at lunchtime, dude.
Yep.
The sun is out and your chest is out.
Yeah.
In your
Sun's
shirt.
out, chest out.
You know what I'm saying?
That's his motto.
Like if anything, like that's a dinner or evening time.
Maybe a low deep V or something.
Deep V,
maybe.
something.
But
Just wear a nice, tank top, maybe a collared shirt or something.
Maybe a suit?
Yeah, or a
Tuxedo?
Suit. Sure. If you're Wayne Newton, I guess.
What didn't make any sense is she left there in a huff. They all come back they finally come back and Chevy sees them all at the pool and they all converge on him and it goes horrible, right? Because he's like, oh, I got a thing with some guys later, Dad. And she's like, I'm dancing a club. And then his wife comes up in a golden Wayne Newton shirt or dress with her boobs like pushed up to her throat.
Apparently, whatever he didn't turn her off enough because she went and bought a bunch of merch and put that
Well, that didn't make any sense.
That's why it made no sense because she
Did
left.
they cut a whole scene? Or what?
They had to have because she left in a huff.
Right.
And then she shows up and she's like, tits.
Yeah.
Wayniac.
And also Chevy Chase trying to rile his family back to him, or rally them back, is like the saddest speech he could have made. It just didn't sell. It sucked.
Well, they all shun him. The only funny line in that whole scene was you're like, don't talk about your sister's legs, Russ. Right?
That
Russ
was
said
weird.
About, I always knew you had streetwalker legs or whatever the hell.
Who knew my sister had legs like a thoroughbred?
That's what it was.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Jeez.
They're not really brother and sister. This is what I'm saying. They were adopted.
They were foster.
You convinced me.
Oh, boy.
They all shun him, and he ends up with Eddie at the $1.49 buffet. Chevy does.
I did like when he's got the one plate for the kids. And he's like, who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? All right, go on now.
Which hand is it in?
One hand.
plate.
You're hanging over their heads. Which hand is it in? Really, Eddie?
Yeah.
Gross, dude. It was so gross.
So gross.
Give me a little bit of the yellow.
I'll take.
Yeah.
Don't skimp.
Oh, wait.
be
That
cheapo.
one's the beef. This one's the chicken. The blue one is the beef. Yeah, that was awesome.
Dude. Gross
But again, this is where, Cousin Eddie saves this movie in some respects because those are the scenes that are the best and the
100%.
most fun, for sure.
100%. And when he sits down and when he tells Eddie how much money
Oh, it's so good.
he lost, which was $22,600.
Oh, God! Oh, God!
Randy Quaid's cell job is so good.
Yeah,
on that.
it's
He can't breathe.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand how much money there is.
He's never seen that much.
Just keep it quiet, okay? It's 22,600. Oh, God!
And then
No!
when he's explaining, he's like, I've got some
Oh, his plate shifted.
money.
Death stare. Yeah, you okay? Yeah.
Yeah, his whole thing is we've got a little money stashed away and I'd love to help you out, which is actually a sweet moment because in the last couple of movies that Eddie's been in, he's always mooching
The
on them.
cheapskate, right?
Right?
Yeah.
They had to help him out in Christmas vacation and get the kids presents.
All
and
that
whatever.
stuff.
Yeah.
Money lift out in Gurney.
That's right.
It's the wrong direction if you look at a map.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anyway.
he probably gives him what, maybe $500. Like,
Well, they go back to his house, yeah, and it's buried all over his yard, right? In like coffee tins and
it's got to be over $100 here.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a great coffee. You could sprinkle that on your potatoes, on anything, or just straight into your mouth.
your cereal.
Now that money there's when I sold my kidney.
Yeah.
Right. I just knew eventually they weren't going to be worth as much, and so I thought I'd get while the getting was good.
Yeah.
Best decision.
And you
I
only
made.
got a couple $100 for it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then buried it in the yard. We
Right.
didn't need the money then.
God.
Yeah. We don't need the money. You absolutely need this money. Of all the people on the planet, all you guys are doing is making kids. You need the cash.
100%.
Yeah.
What do they feed these? I don't want to know.
Snakes.
Snakes, definitely.
Yep. Snake burgers.
This was my favorite scene. It's actually the only scene of the movie that I remembered from whenever I had seen it, who knows when, long before, was the discount casino
Yep.
that they go to after they get the money out of the ground.
They play some different games at this casino, Clark.
These are my kind of games.
Coin flip, right? What else was there?
War.
War.
Guess a number between 1 and 10. 7, 4. Damn it. War.
Yes. War.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh my gosh. Coin toss.
Yeah.
Guess which hand?
Yeah. Guess what you have. Yeah.
These are games you play at a wedding to entertain the children.
Yes.
Exactly.
He loses at everything.
Rock,
Yep.
paper, scissors, flip a coin. It's a 50. He's like, you were close though.
Guess which hand is 50-50.
Yep. There-
Right?
And then he tells Eddie that the guy cheated.
Yeah.
Like, what? How did he cheat?
I have expected there to be like a your nose table.
Right.
Got your nose.
It's not really
man.
my nose.
Right.
Yeah. Is that really my nose? It is.
It is.
That give me $20.
Yeah.
They have this, they try to have a heartfelt moment here. And he starts going, I don't understand. What did I do? Why is this happening to me? And I'm like, you didn't earn this moment. You can't have a pity party for Clark after how he's been acting this entire movie.
Right.
What did you do? Literally everything in the movie is what you did.
Right.
Right. He's like, we'll get your money back, Clark. He's like, we'll open up what was the stupid business idea?
Snake farm.
Snake farm.
Yeah.
Right?
You could pet them.
You pet him. We'll get a petting zoo, right?
Yeah.
We'll get your money back. I don't want my money back. Eddie, I need to get my family back. And it's supposed to be this triumphant moment where they go and steal a bus, right? But Eddie's like, what about my money? They're running off.
Right.
And-
when am I going to get my money back, Clark? And
Right.
he's just running for a bus.
They steal a bus.
This was funny too, where he just goes like this in front of the driver and goes, "Police emergency."
Yeah.
There's nothing in his hand.
They cut to Helen, who's back at Wayne's house
For pasta.
again.
Right.
Because he had said, come back later, I'm making pasta, right? Now here she is having, I always make too much, I'm
This is-
sorry, Helen.
He
What-
gives off, sorry.
No, go ahead.
He gives off vibes of freaking Jingle All the Way.
Oh yeah.
That's the vibes
cookies.
Wayne Newton's
Yeah.
giving off.
Phil Hartman.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when you
got
asked me
just the-
about my my recipe.
Yeah.
I said, all you do is marinate it for 35 minutes with Italian salad dressing.
You've been real stressed.
That's right. I'm a lucky, lucky girl. Bro drives through Wayne's house. Now you already are down 22 grand. You think Wayne's just gonna oh, don't worry, I'll pay for this.
Yeah, you're down 22 grand. You've committed Grand Theft Auto, and
Yeah.
now you've committed an amazing amount of destruction. Of
Right.
Now you're down 250 grand.
Yeah, your
for the
bill's
damage.
going.
And as a plot point, the police never get involved.
No.
When he drives his bus back to the hotel, he says, is valet free? Park it.
Yep.
Nope, no cops ever show up.
No.
Never.
It's because Eddie didn't drive the bus.
Is that why?
Eddie gets swatted in
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation,
Yep.
but
That's right.
the people that are making the money don't.
That's right.
I did like that
All the rich people.
the tour bus people got out and started to tour Wayne Newton's house
Yeah.
while
That was
they
fun.
were having that.
Next stop, there's the Bellagio, there's the Rio, there's blah blah blah. Next stop, Wayne Newton's house.
Right. And he steals back his wife from Wayne Newton.
Right.
That's not going to happen. If she's at his house after he gave her a lock of hair and made her pasta,
Yeah.
And she bought the merch.
But then isn't he leaning in and she's like, no,
she's
don't.
pushing him
She's
away
like,
and
no.
stuff.
I'm like,
Yeah. But why are you
I was
there
like,
then?
Helen, you came back for the third time.
No.
I'm
Like, what are we doing?
what do we do? Like, Wayne was being pushy before. but now you're back and it's your third time back.
Yeah, and you bought the Waniac titty shirt and everything.
Yeah.
You can't act like you don't like him.
He also didn't try to kiss her until this point.
Right.
So it's like, I'm sorry, you show up 3 times.
Right.
Yeah. I'm on Wayne's side on that one.
Yeah. Gotta go.
Why are you eating my pasta?
Right?
Yes,
Literal pasta. Not
literal
the
pasta.
proverbial eating my
Not the
pasta.
proverbial penne.
Yes.
He goes around a casino looking for his son with a photograph like it's Terminator 2. Have you seen this boy?
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Papa Giorgio.
Oh, it's my son, Russ.
Right.
Oh, no. They pick up a phone. Now they know he's underage. He busts into this exclusive party
No.
where he's in a hot tub. He's waist deep in women.
No.
And they pull him out by his ear. Like, let's go, mister. You're in trouble in front of all these people. And again, the guys run in and they're like, we're looking for an underage guy. Oh, yeah, I think he's over here. He's
Yeah, I think I saw him over there. Now he's sticking
Stole my
up for his
wallet.
kid. That
Right.
Yeah.
no repercussions.
Why did they even let the hotel know that they were looking?
His name is Russ, and he's a C+ student.
That didn't matter at all. It doesn't pay off.
Right.
Not at all. Nothing pays off in this.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. Is nothing. It's all just a bunch of no consequences, no drama, no like payoff, no
Nothing.
nothing. Yeah.
It's like someone wrote the jokes halfway through and didn't fill in the punchlines and gave it to someone else to fill in the punchlines. And the person was like, I don't know, 3.
Can you punch up this comedy script?
So they go over to Club Areola, and this is where they're dancing, swinging their arms around.
If that's called dancing.
Sitting there with her buck
Right.
teeth, swinging her arm back and forth.
Oh, she's over there, and she's all like, oh no. But she's fully clothed in a dress that's not even revealing,
Yep.
and she's dancing on occasion. They freak out, which, I mean, it was my daughter. I would too.
It's a
But,
PG
like,
movie.
It's
I
a
think we
PG
can
movie, right? So it's
assume
just
that
like,
she'd be
okay,
dressed worse.
Club Areola, but this is how they're dressed. All right, that makes sense. That tracks.
Club Areola is PG, but
Right.
we can't have her wearing a bikini or anything.
No, nothing. They pull her out, and then they're all reunited. Okay, so we got to have the heartfelt moment.
It doesn't work.
Clark comes clean about the money.
He tries to play it off.
Yeah.
Like, so what if I don't have any
Yeah,
money?
so what? I've gambled our money away.
How much did you lose?
$23,000, and she really takes it well.
Yeah, because I would be a dead person for sure. It would be like 22,000
Dead.
dead
She's got $2. Don't ask me why she's got $2
in a garter
in
belt.
a garter belt
Yeah.
Safekeeping.
at Wade Newton's house.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
And why doesn't Mr. Papa Giorgio say, "Hey, I won 4 cars, so I think we're okay. We can just sell one of those."
Yeah.
Why don't you say that then?
One of them's a Viper. Those are
Right.
worth like 60 grand.
Yeah, exactly. And back then, he still had more money. So
Right. Well, he asks how much money. He's like, oh, no, I spent it on the parties and,
Yeah.
and whatever.
right, but I still have 4 cars that are worth probably 150 grand.
So they have this stupid
Chapel.
thing where they all march into a casino. And they're like,
Get our
there,
money back.
get our money back,
Get our
Clark.
money back.
They
Yeah.
go over to the Keno place where you can bet $2 and win 30 grand. Okay. And
convenient.
Sid Caesar, of all people,
Yeah.
is sitting there, a famous comedian, old school comedian.
Yep.
And he says, if I win, I have no one to share it with. I wonder why on earth this character who we just met would sit here and go, I'm such a lonely guy. I might win this game, but then my only regret is I won't have anybody to share it with.
Everybody got that?
Okay?
Yes.
So
Trope.
Freaking on the nose.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Well, you know what? I want you to consider yourself part of our family just for today.
Right.
Oh, you mean it, man?
Gee,
Well,
mister.
thanks, buddy.
Right.
You know what? I think I'll take you up on that.
All right. In the most Disney, like, let's have an absolute Hail Mary to solve the problem. This,
Right.
what could go wrong moment. Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
He wins. The old guy does. They don't.
Yep.
I won. I got the money. The money is mine. I won the money. And he's doing his Sid Caesar thing. Which
This
I
is
get.
one of the funnier parts of the movie.
Right.
Is when he's dying.
And
yeah.
out he goes. I think he's dead. It's mine. I won. He wakes back up again.
I won the money.
I got the
won
money.
the money.
And he starts coughing and he's dying. And the freaking paramedics run up, and he opens his eyes and winks at Clark and whispers to him to take the ticket.
For like 30 seconds.
For
It's a long time.
Yeah.
He must be like, you can have this money, and if you need money, you can have money, and I don't know what else to do with this money because I'm about to die. So if you want the money, you can have the money.
Right, that's got to be what
Because
it
it
was.
took that long
It
for him
did.
to tell him that, where you could just be like, you can have that money.
He opens his eyes, winks at Clark. 4 real-time seconds later, the paramedic is saying, he's gone.
Right.
Like, the guy's fingers are coming in to check the pulse while he's still closing his eyes.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's it. This man is dead.
There's nothing you could have done.
There's
Except
nothing you could have done.
Literally CPR. You
Yeah.
could have done that, but you didn't do that. There's nothing you could have done for this.
And then these paramedics know everything about this.
Right.
Well, this poor guy. Man, he would have just loved to have a family. That guy.
He would have given anything just
for-
to be, to have somebody sit and talk to him for a little while.
What a great guy. Well, our job's done here. Pack up the
Right.
stuff. We'll
We
leave the
should
body.
really get going.
Bag up this dude and get out of here.
It was like the Wayne's World security guard, right?
Yeah.
You know, isn't it convenient that he just happened to know everything, right? When we needed him to.
Yep. I'm so happy the amount of Wayne's World references
I
we're
know.
getting in on this podcast.
know.
Not this one,
Not,
but like
but
just
over
over,
many.
the last few here. Yeah.
They take the ticket. It almost gets vacuumed up. This dude was coming to specifically vacuum that ticket. Okay? Moves it with his foot. They get the money,
Yep.
and they go to the wedding vows, right? Like to go.
Well,
to
they
get
start
remarried.
walking down the street like,
Yeah.
we did it. Remember, family, and everything goes out the window.
Gambling is what made America great, Russ.
Right.
Right? That was a big gamble they took coming over here on the Mayflower or whatever the hell crap story he's telling his child. So you learn nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing. No arc?
But that's Clark.
Right.
That's what everything kind of, he just dumbs his way into everything.
So they remarry each other, and the only thing that made me laugh about the wedding scene was Eddie's wife crying. You might have ruined my life, but I love you.
That was pretty funny. When there, when he says whatever, and you just hear in the background, that was great. And she's pregnant with child
yes.
18.
Child 18. I forgot
Yeah.
about that from earlier, yeah. And then this is the moment when they walk out and he's like, oh, yeah, Pops, by the way, these are my 4 cars. And they all get their own car to ride, not just ride home, but to do tricks with.
Yeah,
on
they
the
fast
freeway.
and furious out of
They
that
did.
place for sure.
I probably would have beat the crap out of my kid if they told me that after having to go through
Yeah.
all that and steal
Yes.
a dead guy's money.
Yes.
Like, now you're telling me you have 4 cars you could have sold and thrown
Right.
back home and been
Right.
fine?
No, I'm going to beat the crap out of you.
Yeah.
He does give Eddie $5,000.
Oh, it is. How did you know it's $5,000?
Because at the very end, as he's walking away, you hear Eddie and the subtitles runs $5,000.
Oh, okay. Dang, they spent a lot on pick a hand.
I know.
Okay.
I think he gave him more.
More.
Than he
Oh,
gave him.
okay.
Like
Good.
Eddie's doesn't know that $5,000 is gone tomorrow.
Yeah, it's on a. No,
Actually,
it's
he's probably
it's
gonna
a
bury it in the
jar.
yard.
Yeah, it's probably buried
You think
in the
so?
yard somewhere.
Yeah.
He's got.
He won't remember where.
Well, maybe he like put $4,000 in 4 different jars, buried those, and then spent another 1,000 on snake food. And
That's entirely possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
that's how you get the snakes to come around. And
that's
then,
the movie.
Thank God it's over.
yeah.
Buddy, you ain't kidding. Stick this whole movie straight into the freaking trash.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm supposed to wait till the end. But this movie can kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, let's do
All
some
right.
awards.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. All right. Toodles.
I don't even know if Arnold Schwarzenegger can make this movie better.
Maybe.
Okay? Because that's how bad it is. It's
It would, so it could make it a little funnier maybe
Yeah.
for when he's there,
yeah.
but all it's doing is removing those seconds of the movie that he replaces
Right.
and makes those seconds better.
Yeah, like he's the guy that he gets the phony ID from or something on the side of the
The
road.
blackjack dealer.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
Always
Why
in the
don't you
back.
take me in the back?
You want to come here, listen to me for a second, okay? It's going to make this very easy for you. We're going to take you outside and kick you in your nuts. And then we'll call it a day.
Or he's the gangster.
Yeah. They get, oh, yeah. To get a massage.
Made me a lot of money.
I said, you've made me so much money. And so I'm going to rub your muscles down.
You've
Get
gotten a
this guy.
massage before?
He's fantastic.
Who's giving me a massage?
Okay. Ah!
Does that feel good?
That's right. Listen, welcome to the damn tour. Okay. This is I live here at the dam, and this is where we're gonna go. I'm gonna show you where the water goes.
Yeah.
And how we built it. And if you get any damn questions, stop it. I mean, there's some spots you could stick him, but you can't make him Clark Griswold. He's not Clark Griswold.
Right.
And you can't make him Cousin Eddie. So he has to be a random side character.
Ooh, what if they went to see the Arnold Schwarzenegger show and
Instead of Wayne Newton seducing.
yeah, right? It would
That'd
be
be
Arnold
good.
Schwarzenegger as Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Like pumping iron in front of Helen and
Yes.
yeah.
That would be
awesome.
more believable.
You want to come over for
You see,
noodles?
my body is my temple. And so I have to work out every 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to be having beer tonight. You want
That's
to
right.
come?
That's right.
Because milk is for babies.
That's right. She shows up at his house and he answers the door doing a curl.
Yeah.
Right, like he's got it. He opens the door at 67, 60. Oh, Helen, hello.
I mean 670.
How are you? I don't know if you heard that was in the 60s. Okay. I've been doing this for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Look at the pump. It's so nice.
See that vein?
That's right.
That's my pumping.
If you come over tonight, we're going to pump you up.
That's right. But I'm not talking about lifting weights.
All right.
Okay.
I'm talking about sex. If you
I'm speaking of my penis.
That's right.
I'm referring to my penis. If you,
I don't know if you understood.
That's right. It's going to be a Vegas vacation.
dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Gotta say the thing.
Right.
No, whatever. I wonder what the patrons had to say about where Arnold could be in this movie. Should we find out?
Let's find out together. Let's read
find
about
out.
it.
Oh, boy.
Noel Phillips says, first time seeing this movie. Don't know what I did to deserve this.
Neither do we.
Sorry I annoyed you with my patronage. You got Dave on that one.
Oh, that's good.
Genuinely don't know where to put Arnie in this one. Best place I can think is to put him as the receptionist in the Mirage because their directions were about the... All right, so listen, you're going to go over here by the donkeys, okay? The little donkey
punch
machine.
him in the face.
You're going to punch one.
If you get to the donkey show, turn around.
Turn around. You went too far. You're in Mexico. You get on a bus and come back. Oh, be so good. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. John P. He's going to be so mad at me. JP Dozier says, all right, I would say replace Chevy Chase with him, but I think it would be better if he replaced Wayne Newton and had Beverly D'Angelo had an obsession for Arnold. All right, see, you guys are on the same page here. Good pull there, man. And then Mitch Wilkerson said Arnold would improve the movie by being Russ.
Well,
What?
Yeah.
He's just driving down the street and Russ is in the back of the limousine, busting out. I would love to see him act up being an awkward underage kid and saying the name Papa Giorgio over and over again. But at the end, when he repeats himself 3 or 4 times, I put $1 in, I got a car. I put $1 in, I got a car. I don't know. It's
Or if
fantastic.
He's Audrey standing in the sunroof, just
And then dancing in the cage, but it's like held up by a bunch of weight because they can't.
Yes.
yeah. There's 2 guys holding the bottom.
Good stuff. I think, all right, I take it back. He would make the movie better.
Yes.
I don't know that he makes it a good movie.
No.
If that makes sense.
That's not the argument, though.
That's not.
No.
You're right. All right, guys, let's start to give out some awards. And we do have to start off with one that's a positive one. It's the Will Patton Award for Intensity.
You want a war? I'll give you a war!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure
They remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Yeah.
What are you doing with a gun in space?
Man, oh man, oh man.
I wish I had a gun in space.
What are you doing with your tits out at Wayne Newton's house? All right. Will Patton Award. And we're going to kick off here with Noel Phillips. And he says, Ken Michelman, the pick a number guy.
Okay, that's a good pull.
My man nailed
Whoa.
it. His stare was intense, and he dropped his line like a Hulk Hogan leg drop. 4, 7.
Yep.
He looks so pissed.
Well, imagine if that was your job.
Yeah.
Like you sit there and he looks. No one's coming up to your table. First of all, you're
Because-
probably the first guy he's had in days.
I'm going to change the number if you guess the right one.
Right. And you're bored out of your mind. You're probably making $5 an hour.
Yep.
And you don't get tips at this table.
Yeah, and like you would just when they walk up to you, you would like almost want them to guess the number, but then get pissed if they
Right.
did, and then 5.
5. Like, oh, no.
7, 5.
No, I think I had it. No,
Right.
I didn't. All right, Dave, who's your Will Patton Award winner?
Well, there's really only one person that was worth a in this movie, so it's got to be Cousin Eddie.
Yeah.
He was the best part of the movie, and the only reason worth watching it
Randy
if
Quaid.
you have to. Yeah, Randy Quaid, for sure, without question.
Oh, man. And he fully goes for it.
Yeah,
when he's
and if
Cousin.
nothing else, for that first burp pass out, that
Yes.
was my favorite part of the movie. He gets it just
Yeah.
for that.
Fair enough.
That was intense enough.
JP says Randy Quaid plays the character so well, from his mannerisms to just about everything about him. He is Cousin Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2. As we go over to Mattila.
I was bouncing around between what's his name?
I think you heard pick a number guy, and you're like, hold on.
Wait a minute, I forgot about that
I was
leg drop.
like, I was thinking about having it maybe be like Wallace Shawn, and then I was thinking about Wayne Newton because I was like, because he really wanted to bone her.
Well, you know what? For a singer, he acted pretty well, I thought.
I didn't know that he was a real person, like until I looked him up.
Who Wayne Newton
No.
was?
Oh, Ryan.
But
Where have
Just adorable.
I'm not 56, like I said.
I'm 46. I know who he
So
is.
is he? Well, 45. But anyway, so
You shave your beard, and this is what happens.
I know.
he was impressive enough that he played off being an actor, though, like which is I'm impressed with.
Well, he's just playing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at how many actors we've seen in movies that try to play very close to being them, and they can't even on film. Because you start filming, then they're like, I don't know how to be human. How do I breathe?
No, you're right, dude.
But I'm going to go with Randy Quaid, definitely.
All right.
When he does the brain thing, like,
Yes.
just like
His eye starts twitching. Yeah.
smacks his head.
Mitch Wilkerson says, tough one in this comedy, but I'm going with John Finnegan as the Hoover Dam guide, Artie. I love his damn speech. Went down the rabbit hole on IMDb with this actor, and he's actually the voice of Warren T. Ratt, the main bad guy in An American Tale. Wow.
Whoa.
Who knew? Probably the Human Movie Database, but he doesn't count. Yeah, and he's not even here to tell us, but he probably did know.
And just like the awards so far tell you what a shiny dog turd this is. Because they're not even giving it to people that were in the first 10 people of the cast.
No.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, look, Randy's going to win. I'll go Randy Quaid. I had no other pick until the guy said I'll shout out to the pick a number guy, but
That's a good one.
yeah,
No.
that's a good one. But yeah, Randy Quaid, I think this is an obvious one, is going to take home the Will Patton Award. And you know what? Nobody, I think, has deserved it in this movie other than him. So
No.
good on you, Randy.
You did it.
You did it, man. Probably the award you're most proud of in your entire career.
He's not alive anymore, right?
No, I think he's still kicking.
Is he?
I think
Okay.
Randy Quaid.
He got canceled from Hollywood before that was even a term.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't work a lot anymore, but yeah.
Gotcha.
The next award that we give out is to the worst acting performance in the movie. Not the
I
worst
know.
actor. Not the worst actor, because
Can I pick 5?
it's not a career award, but in this film, who gave the worst performance? It's the Steven Seagal Trash Can Full of Dirt Award.
Trash can, oh trash can, it's a trash can full of dirt, yeah.
Love never dies, and neither do they. Love is eternal, and that's a long time.
Those are all words.
Watching this movie was a long time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. How long? How many times do you guys check the time?
I watched it in blocks of like 3 or 4 different times. So.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I kept pulling it up to like, where are we?
Yeah.
17 minutes in. That's it.
Paused it.
I had an hour left last night, and I was like, I'll watch this tomorrow. It took me all day to watch this movie.
Yeah.
I had 55 minutes left when I started the clock. I don't know how it took me so long. Like I had to keep stopping it to do stuff, but I was also like, thank God I can pause it.
Yes,
Need a
seriously.
break. Take a
All
lap.
right, take a lap. We'll start off here with Mr. Phillips, and he says there's so few who couldn't be replaced by a trash can, but it has to go to the paramedic delivering the bio of the recently deceased. Mr. Monotone stood out as the floatiest turd in the toilet. Yes, he was bad. Dave?
Oh gosh, this is like I said. This is like picking a turd out of the toilet. But or my favorite turd, I guess. But I was between Russ and the Princess of the Areola, whatever her name was, Vicky. But I think I got to give it to Russ.
Ethan Embry.
Yeah, and I know that I can't. Where is he from? I can't.
Oh, he's been in tons of stuff.
yeah, I know his face.
Can't
but-
hardly wait. Ethan Embry's movie. I think.
Yeah, something like that. But I just hated his big dumb look about everything that happened to him, and he just didn't care, and it showed. So yeah,
I know he was a lot of people's favorite character, but I thought he was terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if I'm picking him yet. But he
it's
was bad.
fine. But it like I said, there's a lot of options in this movie.
100%. JP Dozier says there were plenty of options for this award, but I got to give it to Chevy Chase. He just wasn't as funny in this movie as all he really did for most of the movie was go through a gambling addiction, and a trash can could play that role. Here's the one I was waiting for. The first shot fired at Chevy Chase in this movie.
Well deserved.
Mattila, who are you going for?
Chevy Chase.
No hesitation.
He is so talented, and this is a great example of an actor not doing what they know how to do.
Yeah, and apparently just a freaking tool bag to work with.
Yeah.
Really?
Even on Christmas Vacation, he chased the first director off.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah,
Because he's hilarious in other movies, and then this is a great example of just like, what the hell are you doing?
oh dude, yeah.
Yeah, he probably got into the smell of his own farts a little bit after Saturday Night Live, and then
Absolutely. Mitch Wilkerson says Wayne Newton takes this one with Randy Quaid being an honorable mention. What? However, I feel Quaid is playing the character he's supposed to play convincingly. Wayne, on the other hand, is a performer, and he's just terrible. After I just complimented him, too. The same stupid, shiny white smile on his face the whole time. I can't tell if it's just him or the 90s Botox, but his face never changes. Wow. And he does give out a Hot Babe Award. Well, we'll wait for that in a second here. Okay, not expecting the well, I guess Wayne Newton, you can make a case, but not expecting the Randy Quaid shot there. It's Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
no.
Screw that guy. I don't mean that like I mean the way with Seagal, in that like overall he's never done anything good. He's done some stuff that's been fantastic. In this movie, he cashed a check and airmailed it in.
Yep.
And he sucks in this movie. And
I'm surprised he was filmed. Like, he didn't just try to be like, oh, speaking to a microphone for you.
Right.
Animate my part.
Animate my part. Have my stand-in play it, and I'll do the voiceover.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And you're right. What are the funny Chevy bits in this?
Yeah.
Even the typical little one-liners and stuff. Don't talk about your sister's legs, Russ. I mean, there's so few of those.
And the ones he has are creepy.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. So yeah, with a happy heart, I give this to Chevy Chase. Way to go, Chevy.
Way to go. Is he alive?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. The next award we're going to give out is the Unsung Hero Award for someone that had a small part in the movie, but made the film better with their little screen time they had. It's the Steve James Unsung Hero Award. Let's get it.
You know, every place you go, there's always someone who thinks he's a badass, right? Yeah, right. Then there are those few who are. Are you some kind of a badass karate boy?
Oh, man.
With
All
his
right.
shaved beard.
That's right. You are a karate boy.
I look almost like him, too, now with the shaved beard.
He's a karate boy. I said, see you later, boy.
All right. So, Unsung Hero.
Took me a minute. Got it. I know that reference.
Noel said it's going to Wallace Shawn. So glad to see him recurring throughout this movie. Wished he would kick Griswold in the nuts. Yeah, I wish when he offered, I'm like, no, do it. Come out from around the table, get off the apple box you're standing on to be close to his height, and kick him straight in his nuts, please.
Nope.
Who you got, Dave?
Same guy.
Yeah.
Make him shine your head and kick him in the balls. That he was, like I said, one of the very, very few shining points in the movie.
He's great.
Yep.
JP Dozier says Wallace Shawn. Every time he'd come on screen, it was just hilarious how he got so much joy taking away Clark's money. Mm-hmm. Who you got, Ryan?
So I got,
Wallace Shawn?
yeah. Although I will honorable mention to the pick a number guy.
Yeah. Are we going to have another orange whip situation? This is my favorite thing when it happens. Wallace Shawn, Wallace Shawn, Wallace Shawn, orange whip, orange whip. Yeah. It's good stuff. And we've got, let's see if Mitch Wilkerson keeps it going. Steve James, Wallace Shawn, all the way. It would be inconceivable to be anybody else.
Hey.
I don't care if it's the wrong movie. He's awesome every time he's on screen, and this movie is no different. He kills it as the dealer kicking Clark's ass. The quote about taking half his money and taking him out back to kick him in the nuts is the best. Perfect. And you guys know I'm going Wallace Shawn, so we've got an Orange Whip clean sweep here. We're not even sponsored by them. Are they even a company anymore? Who cares?
Orange Whip.
Orange Whip. I guarantee you don't get that reference.
I don't.
No?
No, I don't.
You've seen the Blues Brothers?
I've seen the Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers, John Candy. We got to see the movie. John Candy is helping the cops try to find the Blues Brothers at the end. And they're all get to the theater where they're going to be playing a show. And he's trying to order. The waitress comes, he's like, I'll have an Orange Whip. Orange Whip, Orange Whip, Orange Whip. Like to all the cops.
Forgot about that scene.
All right, Orange Whips. Like,
Okay.
that's it. Every John Candy. It's like a little John Candy throwaway moment that people picked up on. And so,
Every time I watch Blues Brothers, I forget Carrie Fisher's in it. And then I'm like, holy crap, Princess Leia's in it. Forgot about that.
No, she is, dude. Yeah. All right. You got to see Blues Brothers.
I do.
It's a classic.
I know.
So good.
And I haven't done it.
We do have a Hot Babe Award to give out. And here we've got Mitchell Wilkerson. I want to check really quick and see if it didn't look like JP Dozier. All right. So we only got one Hot Babe Award from the patron, which is okay. It's not required. And he says it goes to Marisol Nichols. Look, I know there's Beverly D'Angelo, but in this movie, once Audrey breaks out in her little miniskirt and does her dances, she's the babe. Even Russ says, who would have thought my sister had the legs of a thoroughbred? Creepy? Hell yeah. Accurate? Also, hell yeah. Right. It's 100% Beverly D'Angelo.
That's correct.
In this movie.
That's correct. Yep.
Right? And I don't know if it's because we're all like mom and dad age now.
No.
Because...
It 100% is.
But it's just her, right?
No, it
okay.
is.
Exactly. We can't say anything else.
Well, here's the thing. Because even in 1997, when this movie came out, I was Audrey's age. I was 17 years old. Okay,
And you're like, I'll take Beverly.
Turning 18 that year, and I still think I picked Beverly D'Angelo.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Teach me your ways.
Are you trying to seduce me?
Yeah.
I get some blue stuff in my toilet.
You serious, Claire? All right, guys, it's time to. I almost made a joke, and the timeliness of it would have been bad. Let's land the plane safely. Yeah, I almost said something else because I usually say land the plane. And
So we're gonna stick with
We're
that.
gonna stick with that. Wow. Let's land the plane and give our final ratings for Vegas Vacation. And we got to come down. We got to marry the objective and the subjective here. So whether we thought it was good objectively as a film, as a piece of art, and then how we felt about it. And we'll put those two things together for our final rating. And we're going to start off here with Noel Phillips, who says, thankfully, the Griswold family vacations weren't a big deal in Ireland. So growing up, I didn't have to endure too much of it. Never got Chevy Chase's appeal. The least funny amigo is how I always remember him, and this was before ever knowing how toxic he was. The film is rightfully the worst of the vacation movies. It is trash, bad movie straight up. Also, he did put it in here. The hot babe goes to Mrs. Griswold. Even as a kid, I thought, man, your wife was a smoke show. Why are you looking for some strange? Thank you. Thank you.
Looking for some strange out the window of your car.
Yes, seriously, dude.
This seems like logistically it's going to work out very well.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
All right, Dave, I can't wait to hear you put a bow on your feelings about Vegas Vacation. The floor is yours.
So, you know how little kids, right? And I've got a few of those in my world. So, you know how a little kid says something really funny and you laugh at it the first time and you're like, that was hilarious.
Yes.
And then they say it again. You're like, that's still kind of funny. And then they say it again. You're like, okay. And then they start to add like what they originally said wasn't what it changes into. They just put the word poop in it somewhere. Yeah. Like, and then I went a poopy. And that's what this movie is. These movies were like started off hilarious and then they started to trail off. They kind of peaked at Christmas Vacation and then this one just the bed.
Yes.
And this is a bad movie straight up. I don't care about it and I think that's the problem with it. Objectively and subjectively, I don't care. This movie sucks. No. I can't.
I will never turn it on again.
No. And even if it was on in like an airplane and I had no choice, I'll just read my book. You know?
The thing of planes, trains, and automobiles. You didn't get a clue when I started reading the vomit bag? I didn't want to talk to you. I would read the vomit bag.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
100%.
Sky Mall.
Bro,
Yep.
that's such a great take.
Yep.
Such a great take. JP says, this is a bad movie that rules. There's some good parts of this movie, but in the end, I rank this about 4th of the 7 National Lampoon movies, or Lampoon Vacation movies. Well, if you include the crappy sequel they made with Eddie for Christmas Vacation.
Oh, okay.
And then there's the remake with Ed Helms. I don't know what the 7th one is, but I can come up with those 6.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the one I'm missing. He does say some fun facts here. That was Sid Caesar's final theatrical film and Marisol Nichols' film debut. Wallace Shawn actually learned to be a blackjack dealer from Andre the Giant's sister. Okay. And this is the only vacation film to receive a PG rating. Yep, didn't help it. And I actually knew a Nick Papagiorgio, and he worked as a radio DJ. To say he hated this movie because they used his name is an understatement. Oh, gosh, could you imagine? They would just follow you
I gotta
everywhere,
ask.
dude. I got to ask. Yeah, right.
Are you him? Did you win 4 cars?
All right, Mattila, please bare your soul about Vegas Vacation.
I just hope this isn't too long, but this movie's a pile of
That's your whole take?
I'm done.
Okay, all right, that's fine. You don't have to not be done. That's fine.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's all I have to say.
So bad movie?
Yes, bad movie, full stop.
Got it.
Unredeemable.
Unredeemable piece of garbage. All right, we've got Mitchell Wilkerson. Look, of the 4 Chevy Vacation movies, this is the 3rd best one behind the original Christmas and in front of European Vacation. I haven't remember European Vacation. I know I saw it. It can't
That one
possibly
sucks, too.
It can't possibly be as bad as this one.
They're
It's
both
not.
very forgettable.
Right.
Does that make it a good movie? Kind of. It has good and funny parts. Russ's Vegas arc, Clark's blackjack ass kicking, and the janky game casino. That one I liked. Being the highlights. The Wayne Newton subplot and the overuse of Cousin Eddie sucked. Overuse of
What did
Mitch?
That was
tell
the
me
only thing that kept me going.
Yes.
Tell me where the bad man touched you. Why do you hate this so much?
All in, though, it's a bad movie that rules. I laugh at this movie. I quote this movie, and it's nowhere near as bad as European Vacation. I guess I got to see that one again. I still say the best National Lampoons is Senior Trip. Wow.
It's a hot
So
take.
who is this?
This is Mitchell Wilkerson.
Okay, Mitchell, show me on the Modelo can where he touched you.
To show us where Cousin Eddie did.
On my Cara Dune bobblehead right here.
Yeah.
Okay, please let her know. Okay,
With her long freaking neck.
It's bobblehead.
that's it. Yeah.
I know. It just
Why can't I pull her name all of a sudden?
Prudence Griffin. Because it's the Star Wars name, so it's probably like
No, it's Cara Dune, but what? I can't pull her.
her actress name?
Yes,
It's Keira Knightley.
Bob
wasn't it
talks about
Ripley
her
or
all the time.
Riley or
Rhea Ripley is a WWE
Rish-
wrestler. Hold on.
Rish-
Oh, it's
How can I can't remember?
It's
She was a UFC fighter.
Ronda Rousey.
No.
Rousey? Charlotte Flair.
No. Oh, you're messing with me, guys. You're gonna,
Beverly D'Angelo.
you're making it harder for me to remember the girl that played Cara Dune that Bob
Anna De
loves.
Ferris or Anna De Armas.
Yes.
Oh no.
Scarlett Johansson.
And I don't have my phone.
I have
This
mine,
is
Nicolas
but
gonna
I
Cage.
don't
piss me
want to
off.
play.
All right, I'm googling it because it's gonna piss me off. I can't believe he would be
Whoa.
This is how short of an episode it is. We have to do this to add to it. No,
Gina
Carano.
That doesn't sound right.
you're way
I don't
off.
think that's it.
Oh my gosh. Is it my turn?
Yeah, I think.
Is it?
I don't
you
say
already
this,
said.
I don't say this lightly. I'm so disappointed that they voted this movie, and I don't like to admonish the patrons as a whole.
Again.
Individual
Feel
ones,
like you do.
Again.
No,
but,
I'm just kidding.
But individual ones, sometimes some of their awards, I'll go, "Why'd you do that?" But guys, it's not slapstick level bad when you voted through slapstick of another kind. But I feel like sometimes you fall into this trap where you're like, "I know what that movie is," and you click on it because maybe you didn't hear about the other ones or you haven't heard or whatever. But my God, I think we're going to piss a lot of, I've said this before, I feel like this one we're really going to piss a lot of people off because I feel like there's a lot of people that like this movie. I don't know why.
No.
I don't know why. If you like it, fine. I have to say I don't get it.
No.
I don't get it at all. Turn it on if it makes you happy. Turn on whatever makes you happy. This movie is irredeemable garbage. It's just there's a couple of funny scenes, mostly because of Randy Quaid. There's a couple of funny lines. It's not even, and I guess I got to see European again. It's not even close to Christmas or the original. Not even close. It's a sad, pathetic cash in by the studio and by Chevy trying to cash another check. And they took everybody else along for the ride, and they murdered 2 more teenagers to make it happen.
Which would be a better movie.
Can we make the horror movie version of the
yeah.
Griswold?
I would watch that.
Yeah.
A Griswold Halloween.
Right.
And it's,
There you go.
And the truth comes
Halloween Vacation.
Right.
Griswold family something.
And you get Ed Helms.
There's Tree.
Ed Helms brings his kids over to Grandma and Grandpa's house, and they discover that he wasn't the first Russ.
Yeah.
Right.
And Cousin Eddie is eating them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's not a pile of snakes.
The hills have eyes.
It's intestines.
We're making a better movie at this table than this movie.
I'm
was.
so happy to move on to next week, because next week we've got an incredible movie on the slate for us to talk about.
Yep.
It's so good.
It's going to be so much fun.
I was so confused because I watched it on a whim.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it, and it's like 1 a.m, so I didn't want to call you. But I was so confused watching it because I'm like, why does everyone talk about this like it's a bad movie? It's so good.
It's a B movie. So, and I say that in that it's like it's made, and this is like a judgment call like we made with Army of Darkness, right? And that like the Evil Dead movies definitely felt like B movies, but the ratings are really high because it's like retroactive praise. When Starship Troopers came out, the critics did not like it.
Right.
It got crapped on. Now it's got high ratings because all these people in podcasts have come along that are now Rotten Tomato, credentials, and they vote it really high, and the audience score votes it really high, and so it's got a really fresh tomatoes. But the mainline critics did not give it good scores.
Yep.
Okay, and it's got Casper Van Dien as the lead actor. This is not like A-list movie. Okay, there's a great cast of supporting guys like
Doogie Hauser.
Doogie Hauser is in that, right? And it's like the Paul Verhoeven cast of characters that are in like every movie that he puts out. Like a lot of the same guys from Total Recall, RoboCop are in there. So it's really like Michael Ironside, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay.
Yeah. And the cool thing is that there's sequels to this movie that definitely qualify.
Oh, have we not said it? We're doing Starship Troopers.
Okay.
I don't even think I said it out loud.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah. We're doing Starship Troopers next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry to bury
Right.
the lead.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Yep.
It was a full Dudikoff pick, and I let it happen because I'm like, it fits. I feel like the tone of that movie, it fits for the type of film that we talk about, for
Yep.
sure. So excited.
Would you like to know more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to know more? Tune in next week.
Click.
And I'll get into it about the satire of the whole thing that the movie's trying to do. I got thoughts on that as well. But I'm excited. So thank you guys for suffering through Vegas Vacation.
Of course.
I'm sorry that you were put through that, but it wasn't my fault.
Yeah,
I didn't pick
you
the
didn't do
movie.
it.
So we'll see what happens on the next one, on the next Patreon poll. They're just going to be mad, and they're just going to do something to make us really hurt. We'll see.
You can re-vote, everyone. You can click a different button.
Yeah, you can go, oh, wait a second.
I didn't see that one. I'll click this one.
And we sometimes when we have time, we'll do the trailer reactions ahead of time. We don't always have time to do that every month, but I would encourage you guys when the poll comes out, go watch the trailers on YouTube for all the movies. And even if you haven't seen a movie, you go, that looks ridiculous. That might be a good episode. I mean, vote however you want. I'm not trying to tell you guys how to vote, but like, just the first blush choice doesn't always have to be the one that you go with, I guess is all I'm trying to say. And on that,
We'll
leave
do whatever
guys.
you pick, though.
But even
That's why
so,
we're here.
we'll be here anyway. So thank you guys all for being part of this. Thank you for listening. Thank you to Ryan and to Dave. And I'm your host, James.
You got it.
We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Catching snakes out in the desert.
We'll get your money back, Clark.
That'll keep them busy for hours.
Pick a number.
I've definitely left my kid with less capable babysitters than Eddie had.
A barrel of snakes.
Oh, I meant I was left as a kid with a less capable babysitter. I'm sorry, I didn't say that right. It was called a television set.
Yeah.
I'll take the yellow.
Right.
Don't cheap out on me.
That's all right. Don't cheap out on me. We only need one plate.
Oh, God.
It's $25,000, $600.
Oh God! What?